Hey guys, I'm Bryson, you're welcome to my show. And by the way, this right here is a video I've been looking forward to doing for a very long time, okay? It's basically celebrities being rich but saying they're not happy and also giving us advice, okay? So everyone always thinks that, hey, more money, they're gonna solve all of my problems in this way. I don't have to worry about anything. In this way, I'm gonna really focus on just being happy. But usually that's not the case, okay? So today we're gonna find exactly why these celebrities might not actually be happy and what their advice actually is, if it's good advice or bad advice, okay? Because by the way, just because you're famous does not mean you give the best advice, okay? If you guys are new here, I post videos every single day. So make sure to also subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified, and on top of that, also destroying the like button and also comment down below a comment to help out with the algorithm. You guys know the vibes, okay? Without further ado, let's find out exactly why these people are not happy.
When people say, oh, I want to be like you, I want to be an actor, I want to look like you, the question I always ask them is why?
That is a very powerful statement right there. You know, the question should always be why. And don't just stop at why, but ask why 6 more times, for a total of 7 times. You keep asking why until you get down to the nit and grit of things. You know, I want it to be crazy stuff here, you know, personal story here, but I want it to be so much like Casey Neistat. I thought that guy was awesome. You know, he rode around the scooter, New York, making videos, filming, and then editing at home. I thought that was so awesome. I want to be just like him. But if you ask me why, I couldn't tell you why. You know, honestly, I did not like vlogging. And honestly, I didn't, his content was awesome, but I wasn't really a big fan of all the travel and stuff. I like watching it, but I wasn't really a big fan of it, you know? So it's very interesting, you know? Whoever you want to be like, or whatever you want to do in life, you always got to start by asking yourself, why do I want that? You know, why do I really want what I say I want? You know, and at my core level, for me, it's all about, I want to have control over my life and what I choose to do in it, you know? At the core level, that's what my real why actually is, to why I do everything. And you'll find out exactly what that is. And by the way, for some people, you start to cry and everything because you got so deep to the point where you had no idea you could go that deep. That's what she said. What is wrong with me, guys? What is wrong here?
Like, really, why? And people, and especially America, this idea of fame, that to be famous means that you're successful, that you're happy.
And by the way, the craziest thing is that people forget, you know, you get famous, you get a little job here, you get a little attention, you're still the same person. Nothing changes about you. If anything, your character enhances, you know, but all the attention, all that stuff, you know, I'm glad that all of the people that follow me, subscribe to me, they're just ordinary people like I am that care about money and my information. So it's not like, oh, if they see me in the street, they're like, oh my God, Talk! Not like that at all. It's always just like mature adults saying like, yo, what's good, Tommy? Thanks for the videos. All that is awesome. But I couldn't see myself with like crazy attention, like, you know, like the Kim Kardashians, the Travis Scotts, all these guys, all these people. It's just not my vibe. I like having a normal life. You know, I don't like all the attention and all that stuff. You gotta know what you want and why you want it. The truth.
How I Met Your Mother first went on the air, I ran into an actress that I knew, and she said, "Are you just like so happy all the time?" And I remember thinking,
it's like people forget that people are just people. You know, people are just people, and actors are just people playing a part, and they have jobs, they have families, they have responsibilities, just like everybody else. And a lot of them, when they face all that scrutiny, being under that bright light all the time, a lot of them default to very bad things, and that's why you see a lot of bad relationships, a lot of bad decisions being made. So be very careful what you ask for.
does she really think that when CBS picked up the show, it left me with an inability to feel anything other than unbridled joy? But
that's pretty funny. Pretty funny stuff.
The joke was on me because I kind of thought it would.
Why am I unhappy?
Yeah. I think a lot of us are just hoping on this one thing to make us complete. But all the answers to all your questions are usually going to be inner. They're going to be inner, not exterior, but interior. So whatever you want to solve, you got to start with yourself. You got to be happy where you are now and move forward to get whatever you want to get. But nothing is going to make you happy except for yourself and your current state of being.
Okay, Stephanie Gaga hybrid person. Why are you on?
Oh, this is Lady Gaga. For the longest time, I had no idea what this lady looked like. For the longest time, I swear.
Happy.
I was a millionaire. I had beautiful women in my life. I had
Everything you think you want, right? Beautiful women, money. What else? Let's hear.
cars, a house,
Cars,
an incredible,
a house.
a solid gold career, and a future.
Okay, a solid career. Everything that may seem like you actually want.
And yet, on a daily basis, I wanted to commit suicide. When those things came.
That is insane. It's insane, right? Now, what does that mean? I think the most powerful thing that I learned is that, life has 4 pillars and 7 subcategories. You have health that has, for example, social and physical, taking care of your physical health, and also social health with like interacting with the people. You have wealth, which means, for example, career, which also means learning, the intellectual part of it, and also financial planning and financial growth and literacy, right? Then you also have love, which basically means family, and also, what's the second one? It's family and spiritual. That's it right there. Family and spiritual, the subcategory right there. And lastly, you have also happiness, doing more things you love to do. But just one aspect is not everything. You know what I mean? So whether you have money, you have the girls, you have all this stuff, none of that stuff makes you happy. It's all material things. You have to focus on those 4 pillars, those 7 categories to really fulfill you in some way. That's all it is. That's all it is. No amount of money is going to make you happy or anything like that. It's not true. It's not real at all.
The happiness wasn't there, and I realized why that was. There was such an attempt to achieve these things.
By the way, this right here is J. Cole. I admire this guy a lot. He's a pretty cool guy. And it's a rat race. The rat race isn't just, for example, for the the lower level where you're saying like, oh, rat race, you don't make a lot of money, blah blah blah. You gotta check out. It's also for the higher like amount of people that make a lot of money, all that stuff. Same rat race. Well, I make X amount. I want to make more so I can buy more stuff. I run out of money. Let me work more, buy more stuff. It's also a rat race. It's all a rat race. All of it is a rat race.
And to keep going, that
what's really important,
you lose sight of the people and the.
Yeah, it's very true. Very true. I think the main focus for me was that because I achieve things, although I'm like 24 years old, and it might be like, oh, you're so young, all this stuff. I've always learned a lot more from people that came before me. So I knew what to expect. I knew that waiting was gonna be a great thing, because when I got what I was gonna get, I was gonna be ready for it actually. So money in no way changed me, because before I got all the money that I actually got all this stuff, I already gave up my materialistic ways. I sold all this stuff. I didn't really care about it whatsoever. And I focused more on hey, what's my health like? What's my family like? Do they care about me? Do I have friends that actually care about me? All this stuff is very important. Money is just like one part. It's just one part. So you can't avoid the other 4 parts.
Blessings that you have around you.
And when you have all this stuff.
Yeah. Stuff is just stuff. Whether you have a lot of it or a little bit of it, And the thing is that you can't know until you're there. But it's a very stupid statement. Oh, I won't know until I'm rich too. When I'm rich, I'll know for sure. Not true. I know that if I break my leg, it'll hurt because I saw you break your leg and it also hurts you. I don't have to break my leg also to know the pain and the agony, right? Same thing with that. If I see that recurrent factor, people that are wealthy, doesn't mean you're rich. It doesn't mean you're rich, for example, in happiness, all these things. Well, I know that's not going to fix all my problems. It's good to shoot for wealth, but it's not good to think that basically that one thing is going to fix my life, because it won't. It won't.
Doesn't mean you're happy.
A lot of people think getting famous will save you, that it will grant you the life you feel you're.
I think that's called entitlement. And a lot of us have a lot of entitlement issues. I work very hard not to be entitled, not even for the work I do or for things that I might think I deserve. Entitlement is a problem.
And spare you certain indignities. I was pretty bummed to realize that rather than lessening or eliminating my insecurities and least attractive qualities, it basically...
Yeah, it enhances them. That type of fame that these guys actually go through, it's more like, well, now you have everyone looking at you. Every mistake you make, everyone is judging you for it also. It's a different type of thing, And people say money changes you. It doesn't change you. It just enhances you. By the way, this is a great video. It's like a motivational thing.
Basically poured fertilizer on them.
Has your happiness risen at the same amount as your bank account?
Oh, that's Jay-Z.
No. That's the thing. They don't
Equate, or they're not tied in any way.
They're not tied to each other.
Wow.
I mean, it allows you freedom and it allows you to go places where you can
Yeah.
smile and look at the sunset and things like that. That's what you choose to do and you enjoy to do.
Right.
But there are a lot of people with tons of money who
That is very true. That is very true. You know, and that's why it comes into play. Like, you know, it's kind of like saying, I have a career, I make a lot of money, but I have a terrible marriage. Those two things have nothing to do with each other. The marriage, your kids not loving you, or you having no friends, has nothing to do with you being a great employee at the company. Nothing to do whatsoever. Same thing with you having a lot of money and also being happy. Nothing to do. Happiness is a different subcategory altogether. So you gotta understand that. I love this video so far. I love this video so far. I might stop it halfway through because it's like a lot of repetition here, but I'm interested. Oh, this is like the actor girl. I know this actor girl. I've seen her in some movies.
are unhappy.
We are told that if we're beautiful, if we're skinny, if we're successful, famous, if we fit in, if everyone loves us, that we'll be happy. But
yeah. So what is making you happy? All right, so this is where the second part of this video comes into play, I guess. My definition of happiness is doing more of the things that you enjoy doing. You know, for Warren Buffett, that might be more investing, it might be more playing, it might be more hanging out with his family and friends. For me, it might just be more making more videos and hanging out with my family and friends, working towards my health, working towards my wealth, working towards my family relationships, all that stuff. All that stuff makes me happy. So doing more of those things, you know, and not putting myself in a situation where I'm giving up my freedom to buy more stuff that I basically don't need. It's ridiculous. It's so, like, I'm gonna buy this crazy house that I can't afford, like, for the next 30 years, just to say, hey, I have this crazy house. It's ridiculous.
entirely true. But the most important journey I think all of us will go through is the journey.
Yeah. See what I said, guys, in the very beginning? All the solutions to all your problems lie inside. They're all internal. You know, that's what it is. You got to look inside if you want to find out whatever you want to find out.
In ourselves, to find our truth, to find who we are and what makes us happy.
So what did I do?
That is awesome. That is awesome. And by the way, this is called selection. And I read this in a book a long time ago, and it's amazing how everything comes together. But it's the idea that when you say yes to something, you say no to something else. So if I tell you, yes, I'll help you with this, it means that no, I can't maybe spend time with my family or with my friends or whatever it is. So you gotta be very selective. More is not always best. You know, working an extra 20 hours for an extra $2,000 a month might not be the best idea. You know what I mean? Might not be.
Just say no. I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. I'm not taking that picture. I'm not going to that
Awesome.
event.
That's awesome.
I'm not standing by that because that's not what I stand for. And slowly but surely, I remembered who I am. And then you go home and you look in the
That's awesome.
mirror and you're like, yes, I can go to bed with you every night. Because that person, I know that person. That person.
That's awesome. Why do you want anything you do? What? Why do you want to do anything you do?
Anything you do. It should not be motivated by something that you think is going to make fulfillment comes from within you by being authentic.
There you go again. I've never heard of any and you know, there's a quote, the little quote thing on Instagram. I'd rather cry in a Lamborghini than cry in a Ferrari. And it's they're both good to cry in, right? But yeah, like, no material is gonna make you happy, you know. And it's not to say that if you are successful, you'll be unhappy. Not at all, you know, but it's more to say, like, hey, you got to make sure what you're chasing actually makes sense, you know, and it comes from within you.
Stick to yourself, not chasing fame.
That's awesome.
Life is about
And by the way, there's also the theory that the less you want something, the more you attract it. It's kind of like the more you show that you actually like a girl, the less she wants you in some way. You ever heard of it? Like, because you kind of like, you feel like a little like too much. So like the less you kind of like want it in a way, the more the faster it is to get it, you know. It's a very interesting theory.
balance, right? You have to have some type of balance. You have like time for work and it's time for play. And if you don't allow these two things to coexist, you have an imbalance.
Here I do one check One is because of
Yeah,
$1
I
million
agree.
of dollar. But here, no peace. That $1 million will not bring inner
Yeah.
peace, happiness. More frustration. This money
That
brings
is very
more
true.
frustration.
And by the way, there it's not like everyone is like saying like I'd rather be happy than be rich. You know, that's not the point of this video. The point is that work on your personal happiness while you try to achieve whatever you want to achieve. The point is not trying to get to an end goal to be happy, but being happy now while you're trying to work towards what you want to work towards. That's what it means, you know. Like if you want to be a YouTuber, be happy now. If you want to be a rapper, be happy now. An actor, whatever it is, be happy now.
More suspicion, more anxiety, or sometimes more jealous then. So inner peace.
Yeah, jealousy. But you can't worry about those things right there. You know, you can't control those things. One thing I worry about is the things I can't control. I can't control the people's reactions to whatever I have or whatever I don't have. You know, tell me, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? You know, you do what you want to do. So when you go home at night, like Lady Gaga said, you can sleep at night with yourself. You know, because you feel calm.
It's the ultimate source of happiness, joyfulness. So I think people do not understand that.
Awesome.
Are you a rich man?
When you mean rich, what you mean?
Do you have a lot of possessions?
Oh, I remember this video.
Money in the bank?
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life. Forever.
Possessions make you rich. Look at that. Very, very, very well said.
What would you like to do if money were no object?
That's
How
awesome.
would you really enjoy spending your life? But it's absolutely...
That is such an interesting question, right? What would you do if money was not an issue? What would be the first things you do? Think about that for a second, right? What would be your job? What would you do right now if you didn't have to worry about money? Ask yourself that and then work towards that. You know, what would I do if I didn't have to worry about money? Exactly what I'm doing right now. Trying to learn every day and teach every day. Exactly that same thing. Exactly that. It's and just like share more, you know. Such a powerful question.
absolutely stupid to spend your time doing things you don't like in order to go on spending things you don't like and doing things you don't like, and to teach your children to follow in the same track.
That is so well said. So much well said right there. You know, that's the whole concept. That's the whole idea. I enjoy this video a ton, guys. And that's why it's so important that you spend your life doing what you actually love to do. Not waiting like, oh, I'm going to work this terrible job that I hate. No, find a career that you actually enjoy, gives you fulfillment, and work towards that career. And do more things you actually enjoy. Life is right now, obviously. So make sure you enjoy it right now. I enjoy this video a lot, guys, okay? A lot. I'll be honest here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Comment down below and let me know which one of these little clips was actually your favorite. And by the way, I'm going to go ahead and give this video right here a like because I enjoyed it so much. Okay, guys? See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. And on top of that, also, if you want to call me, well, join me on my third channel, at Tommy Bryson. If you want to DM me, well, DM me on Instagram at Tommy Bryson also. Click this video right here. Click my face right here. See you guys tomorrow. And as always, peace.